Mine are on. I said mine are on. Okay. All right, has everyone signed in? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Good. We'll get started in a minute. I'm ready. I can't tell if the guy's ready. Are we ready? I'm ready. All right, welcome to the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate Hearing Agenda for Wednesday, August 14th, 2024. My name's Doug McGibbon. I'm the Special Magistrate. The first thing we're going to do is swear everyone in. We'll do this multiple times as strays come in later, although we've got a small agenda, so maybe just once or twice. So everyone, right hand up. Say I do when we're done. Does everyone swear or affirm the testimony they're about to give is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do.
I do.
Everyone does. Excellent. Hopefully everyone signed in. Then if you've done that, they've pulled your file so they can get you out of here quickly. When you hear your name being called, please go up to that podium, identify yourself by your name and your address. The village attorney, Mr. Bernard, will show you some documents, ask if you object. They will put on their case. You get to question their witnesses if you wish. You can put on your case, and then I get to make a decision. That all flips when we get to the fine mitigations on the last page of our agenda. Those people have been through a violation hearing and a fine assessment hearing. They're asking for relief, so they get to go first, and the village gets to respond. I think I've hit all the high points, so please take it away, Village of Royal Palm.
Thank you, Special Magistrate Amity Barnard, Village Attorney. Starting on page 1, Fine Assessment Hearings, Case 24-0133213 Sandpiper Avenue, Lucas and Jennifer Shartner.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement Officer for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, Order Fine in Violation, Affidavit of Service. Verification Ownership, pictures, and AS400 permit information.
Okay, and tell us who you are, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Shartner, 213 Sandpiper.
Thank you, ma'am. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the previous order finding violation, the previous order. Page 2 of that. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs with the date on each one.
What is this of? That's my neighbor's yard.
This is your neighbor or this?
This side.
Okay, so then it's of this side.
Okay.
I can have the code officer explain
Okay.
exactly if you need.
Oh, these were taken yesterday?
Right, all from yesterday. That's
Okay. I trimmed all the hedges today.
right. Okay. And then exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to the documents, and then you can explain to the magistrate.
No.
Okay.
All right, admitted without objection. So we have service by posting, I take it?
Correct.
Correct, excellent. All right, so you have service.
Did he turn these up?
Okay, so they say your hedges are too high, and you say you cut them today.
I did.
Did you take a picture?
Did.
Could you show it to council? The hedges. We'll get through it from easier to harder, yeah.
She needs to show it to the code officer. It does not really do me any good to look at it.
Well, you get to object if you want, so. All right, without objection, admitted.
I took off today to trim, and I started in the back, which I didn't realize the back was the
Yeah.
Okay.
So just show him the photos, and then if I can have you come back to the microphone so we can hear you.
Did you
So-
see enough? I'm sorry. Should have asked.
All right, so we're working on the hedges.
If you can see on the photo, not only this is what you showed the picture of, but down this whole side here, and can only be at 8 feet.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not Palm Beach where you can do a 15-foot ficus hedge.
Yeah, that's not 15 feet, but
No,
I understand. I brought the front one down to 7, and it's not that much taller than the front one
can
currently,
only be
even
8.
not.
It can only be eight on the side, is that it? And then
But in the front,
the front 4 or 6?
front is 4 feet, on the side and back of your home is 8 feet.
Part of the hedge that comes out in front of your house has to be 4 feet, the others have to be.
Main concern with her hedge is that side hedge and that goes
She hasn't
along the
trimmed that
side
one
to the
yet.
back.
All right, and then we have a shed and a pergola without a permit.
Which the permit is just pending still. It's in, though. I have the numbers if you want it.
You have a BLD number? But you don't
Yeah.
have a permit number.
I do not have a permit number yet.
Yeah, so
It still
she's-
says on the system but the BLD numbers, do you want them?
Sure.
It's 18311 and 18310. I did 2 separate ones, that's what you said to do. I had to wait for the survey, which took, I've been talking to Margaret all summer. It took them 3 months to get it to me, so that was part of the issue. I just got it last week back. So I had to wait on that to submit the permits.
Until the permits are printed, you would still be in violation. Yes.
0 as well.
Yes, the disabled vehicles are still there as well. One's a shed, one's a pergola. She needs permits for.
And your special magistrate, your previous order required her to comply by August 1st. So this is a fine assessment hearing. So we're asking for a fine to start running. The testimony tonight is that none of the items are complied as of your compliance date of August 1st. So we're asking for 13 days of fines, 325 and continuing.
Okay, so want to let them finish looking up the permit information to see it's going to just be pending and not issued, right?
It hasn't made it for pre-screening yet.
Okay, so it's not even close to being issued, it's,
You have the permit information in the file, in the paperwork that I handed you showing there's no permit.
she said she has a bill number, I have no way to look into the system to see whether it was issued. The code enforcement supervisor was just checking to make sure. So it's nowhere close. It takes a few weeks.
Right, as I mentioned, I had to wait for the survey because you can't submit it without a survey within the last 2 years, which took 3 months to get completed and sent to me.
All right,
They actually
so-
sent it without it the first time, without the shed on there, and so we had to add them at it.
Get to the last thing, which is the cars with the tags that are out. And what's up with that?
There's one car and it's under a cover, which used to be the rule. I guess the rule has changed that it has to be a registered vehicle.
Has to be inoperable?
We're not not, no one's,
Toyota also, as you see in the photo, has an expired tag.
It does
of 6
not.
of 24.
It does not.
Your sticker says 6 of 24.
right.
Right there with the sticker, it says 6 of 24. Do
It's
you have a
not-
picture of another sticker?
It's not, we lost the sticker and I just put a new one on, but I did 2 years, so it's through 25.
Okay, and then
You
the
can
other
look it
car
up.
that's covered, like I explained, you have to take the car cover and place it around the tag. It has to display the tag. It has to be
Okay.
visible. The same with the boat. The tag has to be
Right.
visible.
So here's where we are. We have a compliance date of August 1st. You didn't submit the permit applications until yesterday because you had a 3-month delay. So I'm at a point in the proceedings where I get to grant their request for a fine, and you're going to become back on the last page of the agenda as a fine reduction, and you're going to explain to me that you took 3 months to get the survey, and that's why you are late on that portion of the problem here, which is the pergola and the shed permits. But that still leaves the hedges to be trimmed at 8 feet along the back, and the vehicles to be brought into operable, licensed condition. And hopefully you'll do that quickly. And this is for everyone in the room, not just the respondent here. When you fix something, you've got to go tell the code enforcement officer. Literally, I live in Royal Palm. I have seen someone fixing their door on my way home from a code enforcement meeting, but it doesn't count until you get an inspection. So she's going to fix what she's fixing, and she's going to call Margaret Hancock immediately when it's done so she can inspect it to make sure that
Right.
the fines stop, and then you'll come back in for a reduction hearing.
Right, and I have been in communication with Miss Margaret. She could tell you that. I even came in last week and told her I got the survey and was submitting the permit
Yeah, that's fine,
information,
but
so.
you need to do something with the vehicles. I mean,
There's only
you're
one,
going to have to just show her the new sticker on there, and you're going to have to expose the covered one and show her that it's either got a good sticker or that you're putting it somewhere else other than the driveway. It can
Okay.
go in a garage, but it can't be out there on the driveway if it's not licensed and insured.
They also have
Yeah.
to be a code.
we
Okay?
knew that, and we knew the covered rule, which is why it has a new cover on it, but yeah.
Okay,
It's
so-
not, my daughter's not driving it yet, that's why.
I'm going to order the 325 plus continuing, but I understand you're going to come back. As soon as you get anything done, like if you trim the hedges tomorrow, call her.
I did them today.
Well, you didn't do the
I just have to
you have
finish
to
the
do
back of
rest of
them.
So you really haven't finished yet. So when you finish the rest of them, give Margaret a call. If you can give Margaret a call and you have the new sticker with you, that's 2 out of 3. And then we're just waiting
You
on
can
the-
look at the stickers on my car right now. I drove that here.
It doesn't
so,
matter because
okay.
you're still not in compliance with everything. So if you're out of compliance with one thing, you're out of compliance.
Correct, which is why I haven't called to tell her the other things we fixed, because I'm waiting on the permits. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it all makes sense. It's just where we are in the process. It could have been, if it was done on the 31st of July, we wouldn't even be here. But unfortunately,
I
you
didn't-
had to wait for the
yeah.
survey. And yeah, we'll talk about the whole hedgy thing later. Okay? 325 plus continuing is granted. I'll see you again.
So, I'm sorry, what does that mean?
That means that you have a fine because you didn't complete these things by August 1st. So that's 13 days at $25 a day.
Paying this fine?
Well, no, you're running the fine right now. And when the fine stops running, you'll go in for a reduction. And then whenever we talk about that, you'll have an actual number that you get to pay or not pay.
Okay, so I come back and talk to you again?
Yes, you will.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. All right, next, please.
2 violation hearings, case 24-0356, 129 Finch Court. And while the respondent is approaching,
No, we had 107.
oh, I don't have that one written down.
Is 107 Bilbao not here?
Is 129 Finch Court here?
Yes, they're here, but.
Why are they not getting up?
Bilbao, I thought was here.
I don't have them marked. Let's do 129, then we'll go back.
Okay,
Do you have that one?
yes,
Okay.
okay, my mistake.
Is
I do.
129 Finch? Can you come to the podium? Perfect, thank you.
Sorry about
129, where are we?
Bottom of page 2, Special Magistrate.
Page 2, 129 Finch.
Yes, sir. And while you're marking on your agenda, code sections 0619111.
Is finding of fact, done, off, what?
I'm sorry, leave it. 2662F is the finding of fact, the one right
All
before
right,
that.
which is that?
Fence and
That's the
disrepair.
Disrepair, okay.
Code sections 2662F, 06190, 11, 91, 11, and 06190A1, pool not secure, pool not maintained, shed and disrepair. I observed these violations on 5/13/24, sent out notice of violation notice of violation certified mail on 5/14/24. It was returned on 5/16/24, sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 6/14/24. I have the USPS tracking as well as the actual service. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Okay, tell us who you are and what address you have.
I'm Daniel Owens. This is my mother, Deborah Owens, the owner of the house.
All right, Deborah's here.
How are you doing? Let me just get this closer so it picks up both of you.
Thank you, darling.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. I'll show them to both of you. This is Exhibit 1. It's the
Right.
notice of violation
Right,
and the signed green card that you signed for.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing
right.
for tonight's hearing. Sorry, there's the
Yeah, I
page right
brought
there.
it too,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got it. You're here, so I presume you got it. And the delivery confirmation
Yeah.
for that. Exhibit 3 is verification just showing that you own the property.
Right,
And then Exhibit 4 is a couple of dated photographs.
right.
Yes, ma'am.
Any objection to just the paperwork being entered?
No, ma'am.
All right,
Okay, and then you can explain to the magistrate.
all right, admitted without objection. The fence issue is taken care of because they say it's a finding of fact, which is, you
Yes,
fixed it,
the
don't do it
fence is-
again,
The
which is
fence
good. Gotta tell you, one of my pet peeves or my biggest problems after doing this is 15, 16 years in, is I hate unsecured pools
Yes,
because
I
kids
get
die, you know?
Yeah, we had a friend with a baby that passed away that got out of her crib and fell into the pool. We know that situation.
So, yeah, so what are we looking at as requests to repair or remediate these situations? What dates are you looking for?
We're asking for compliance by August 29th or the September 11th fine hearing or an up to $250 a day fine. We were previously going to ask you for abatement, but since the fence has been repaired, we're no longer asking for that.
Okay, so they were going to fix the fence for you and charge you a ton of money, but you fixed it and saved some money on that one.
What is that?
They're giving you until August 29th to make sure the pool is secured and maintained.
Yeah,
Sir?
And you have to fix the shed also by the 29th of August. You get all that done, you call Margaret immediately so you can show off your work.
okay.
She will put an affidavit of compliance in your file and you will be done.
Yeah, we're applying for the permit for the shed tomorrow. We have her workers that are going to come out and work on that as well. So we're just going to set the paperwork in for the permit tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to do
Okay,
it
it takes a couple of
online.
weeks for for a permit to be issued, so,
Yep, the
Yeah,
main
just-
concern is getting the pool clean.
yeah, get the
You
pool
can
cleaned
see in
up.
the
You don't need a
photo.
permit for that.
On the pool is messed up. I am putting chlorine tablets in it as we speak. We'll be working on that as well, though. We're
Yeah, well,
actually
if you can
having
get the
people
pool
come
pump
in.
repaired and you can get it circulating, it'll help
Yeah.
clean up the world.
Now it's just black.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the standard in Royal Palm Beach I learned years ago is you should be able to see a quarter at the bottom of a pool.
Yes, sir.
And you need to get it to that level and then you're fine.
Okay.
And it's just swimmable water. All right, so 829, 911 and up to a $250 a day fine.
Thank you.
Please get it done immediately and call for the inspections immediately when you do.
And sir, what was your first name?
Daniel?
Thank you, sir. I didn't write it down. Thank you. Thank you, Special Magistrate.
Okay, and you're done for now, and hopefully everything will get completed, and you'll give us a call, and it'll be great.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Have a good evening.
Wait up.
Okay, next on our agenda.
The second one down, 24-0406, 113 Granada Street, confidential record.
The-
Code sections 2318. Can't read my own writing. 2318B23 and 15142, parking on lawn. Lawn has ruts and bare areas. I observed this violation on 5/28/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/29/24. I got the green card on 5/31/24, sent out notice of hearing on 6/21/24, had a phone call and USPS tracking that was delivered on 6/24/24. I'd like to enter the following documents and evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Is this
Yes,
you?
it is.
Very good. You're the property owner?
I am.
Very good, sir. Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. The first exhibit is the notice of violation with the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing with the delivery confirmation from USPS. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4 is dated photographs. Any objection to these documents being entered?
No.
Thank you.
Is this the only vehicle we're talking about, or?
Yes.
So, big toy. All right, sir, they say that you have a vehicle parked on the side of your house, and it's kind of obvious.
On the
it's-
front lawn.
Yeah, on the
Yeah,
front.
it's obvious. It's right on the front lawn.
Yeah.
The objective here was to actually get a permit to pour a driveway. And I have obtained the permit. Like the other young lady that was going through the process of getting the survey and so forth, I did submit for permit early on, and my permit needed a updated survey. So I was in the process of doing the updated survey. I was in constant contact with Margaret in her office and the permit department, the building department. And after getting through quite a few hurdles, we finally got a survey that was up to date and submitted the complete package for the permit. Permit's been issued. I have the permit here. And the goal was to get in that big RV and not be here while someone poured my driveway. So when I came back,
Because you are
it was
here-
parked on a driveway, not in the yard.
Yeah, well, because you're here and working on it, you've already gotten your permit, what time are you expecting to have this done?
Correction for your agenda, Special Magistrate, in the first code section, 2318B2, your agenda says C23, strike the C2. That's, right, that's the portion that speaks to on both sides of the house. But then your question, the answer is we're asking for compliance by September 26th or the October 9th fine assessment hearing or a $50 a day fine.
All right, so they're saying, can you get this done by September 26th?
That really depends upon my contractor. I hired a contractor, and now he tells me that he can't get to it for another 2 to 3 months. I reached out to a second concrete contractor, but high school football starts at 3 p.m. every day, and his day stops. And so if nothing else, I will relocate the RV to a temporary spot. I tried to get it into the parking lot over by Costco for the city RV park, and that lot was full, and no one returned my call the second time I called. So I do have a friend that has got property out in the acreage that I can park it there, push come to shove. So that was the goal. I was going to be in it and be up in the northern part of the United States while the driveway was being poured.
Where it's cool?
Yeah, where it was cool. And so instead, life kind of changed things, and I'm sweating my butt off here, but here we are.
All right,
So-
since he already has a permit, and he's gone through all that stuff, let's give him the 11 meeting and a 10 date for compliance, and hopefully he'll get everything poured with his contractors. Because at least he's shown the effort to go get the thing permitted and make it through the permitting process, which isn't easy sometimes, given the computers and stuff. So what's our 11 date? 11 what?
Yeah, if I can't get it,
I'm giving you another month. So
if I can't get a contractor to pour the thing by the end of the month, I'm going to relocate it temporarily.
just give you more time, that way you don't have any crunches.
Okay.
5 or 11/13.
5, 11, 13. All right, so I got you another month out of this. So you have to have it done right before Halloween. It gives you almost 2 months, a little over. And hopefully you'll find a contractor that will be able to pour your slab and you can have that pretty thing on concrete.
Yeah, like I said, worst case scenario, I'll just relocate it until
All right,
until I can get
And
it.
if we're creeping really close to 1025 and you've relocated it, just call Margaret and make sure that she goes and does an inspection to clear you, and then bring it back once you've got your slab poured. Okay?
No problem.
There's still,
1025, 111350 is granted.
thank you.
Staying on the same page, second one from the bottom, 24-0445, 11503 Southern Boulevard, PSN Consultants, Inc.
2349A6, 2631, 2661G, 275, 2689-3, and 2666-4. The special exception use conditions are not being met. The vehicles are being stored in the parking lot after hours and overnight. I observed this violation on 6/5/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 6/8/24, received it signed and dated on 6/15/24, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/6/24, received that signed and dated on 7/8/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. And Exhibit 5, special exception conditions.
Your names for the record?
Spiros Nafakos.
Roger Jackson.
Stop, Spiro. You're going to spell that last one, please.
Why? Spiros. Last name Nafakos, Nifakos.
Just like it sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
And your relation to the property, sir?
I'm the son of the owner.
Okay.
I manage the property.
Manager, prop manager.
Gentleman's name?
Brother.
Your name is what?
Roger Jackson.
Yeah, I told you, the silent thing, dig for that phone.
What is your last name, sir?
Jackson, Jackson.
And what is your relation to the property?
Brother, family owned and operated.
Okay.
Okay, these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation with the signed green card, certified mail rather. Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, again with the certified mail having been signed for. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 4 is dated photographs of the violation. Up on the screen as well. And Exhibit 5 is the conditions of approval that were attached to the resolution that was approved for the project, resolution number 03-53. Any objection to the documents being entered?
This is a special exception that was signed?
These are the conditions of approval for the special exception, that's correct.
Gotcha.
Any objection to these documents?
No.
All right,
Is there-
admitted
can
without
we get copies
objection.
of that?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, sign green cards for service. Take it it's an automotive repair facility of some kind.
Yep.
And just as you're reviewing those, Special Magistrate, when you get to Exhibit 5, the conditions of approval, Condition 2C is the condition that's at issue tonight, which says no vehicles for repair shall be parked outside of the business after close of business.
The one you highlighted.
Sir.
Yeah, I see that. All right, so you had a special exception granted so you could do this automotive repair facility, and the expectation was probably that during that day would be left in the bay and closed up at night, and you would finish it off and then put it out when it was done for pickup.
For sure.
But I see a few vehicles that aren't, so this is a violation hearing, So
Yes.
you're just going to have time to make sure those vehicles are gone and just try to keep other vehicles either inside or not on the
We are.
property.
We're actively trying.
Yeah,
Obviously, when they issued that special exception, I think it was 2005, if I read that correct?
Very well.
whenever, it was a long time ago.
So obviously, we're looking into hopefully changing that special exception
Right.
with some type of flexibility. Because
I think-
obviously, we're very busy and the population's grown a lot, so it's getting kind of hard. We have every night, we have cars double stacked inside, so the
Yeah.
bays are completely full. So whatever's out there obviously is not because we want to, it's because we don't have any other choice.
All right, well, you do have a choice, but you don't have the room, is the problem.
Right.
Yeah, you can tell them not to, or drag it away or take it back, but yeah, you're going to have to amend your site plan or conditions of approval if you want to have overnight storage in some area.
Right.
It's approved by the city, but that's not something we do in this room with me.
But there's no guarantee that that would be approved.
What's the process of making that request? I emailed Diane on August 5th to get a copy of our site, our special assessment, and then I emailed her again on August 11th, and I haven't got a,
So that's a public records request that you're making, but the answer to your question is to initiate an application, you need to contact the Planning and Zoning Department. So I can give you that phone number at 790-5131.
710,
790?
Right, 561-790-5131.
the planning and zoning. And you're going to ask to amend your special exception? Is that the
Application, right, it's probably is a modification of a council-imposed condition. So it's called an MCIC.
by a council-imposed condition?
Okay.
Okay, but what are his dates on this wonderful?
We're asking for compliance, which would be moving the vehicles that are there by August 29th, or appearance at the September 11th fine hearing, or $75 a day fine.
But those cars aren't there anymore.
Right, and what you're going to do is, one day when those cars aren't there, you're going to call the inspector, she's going to come by and say, okay, parking
Oh,
lot's clear.
we've talked.
Yeah, and
I know
she'll-
she's come through and she's seen them, but it's just every once in a while,
Right, but
we'll get a car or two that gets stuck outside
what we're
after
doing is
we've
for
left.
this particular case,
Yeah.
number 24-445, you had a couple of cars out. Those couple of cars will be gone sometime before 8/29,
They're gone.
and you'll call for an inspection, and you'll be good then for this case. And then while that's going on, you're going to apply for your modification.
Okay.
So you can try to keep a car or two outside.
Okay, so
Okay.
I did call and she did check, right?
Yeah, I was there
When you
that
came
one
through.
evening.
But then today, I think somebody told me you called and said that we're still in
Yeah, 'cause
violation.
we still have the photos here. This was 7/29, as well as on 7/11, so that's still happening.
Okay,
As you can see here, there's two cars here, and this was at 6:44 in the evening, and you still had cars in the parking lot.
okay.
So,
Don't have cars.
No, but- Well, we have, and she's inspected, that's why I was asking.
and then, you know,
She's saying she saw another car another
not
time.
leave any vehicles in your parking lot.
Here is, after this hearing today, if you have a day with no cars there, you call her so she can come out and inspect and verify that there aren't any.
Okay,
And you're out of trouble on this case.
okay,
And then we can move on to your modification. But if you put another car back out, you're going to be back in trouble. So
okay,
you'll be a repeat violator. And then you get no warning, you just get fines.
okay.
Okay? So what I'm saying is, you have until 8/29 to fix it. Find a nice day where it's going to be no cars extra for a day or two. Have her call, make sure she sees it's clear. She can verify it for this case at this time, and then you're fine until it happens again.
Okay.
Okay? And then it'll be a repeat violation, and we'll be back.
if the modification isn't accepted, what are our options? Being that we are
Cars there.
growing business, like,
Cars there, you made a deal with the village that you wouldn't park cars there, and if you don't have the space for them, you can't intake them.
understandable, but if we are closed and a car is towed in from our loyal customers or someone tows their car in overnight then
then
we
you're
are
going to have to
then
make your
violated.
customer pay that fine if they cite you.
Okay.
It's your property, your control. You know, you can tell your customer you can't bring it in until working hours. And if they're going to drop it off, it's going to be their fault, but your problem. Okay,
Okay.
until you modify it. Okay? So that's where we
It
are
needs to get
now.
modified.
So it needs to get modified.
You need a modification. I don't know whether it'll be granted.
Just so you know, this is not, this condition is not only applicable to you, and very recently approved businesses with similar uses as yours, that condition has been imposed very recently. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure that you're going to be met with an agreement to change the condition. That is what the village expects in terms of businesses that are similar to yours, that cars are not parked in the parking, because that's not what the parking lot is intended for. The parking lot is intended for patrons, not for operation of your business. So we can't stop you from applying, but just know that it's a common condition for.
The best thing for you to be would be to have somewhere in the back or somewhere unexposed where you could put these things. I mean, in the best of all possible worlds, but I don't know what your conditions will be, and your building looks like it's occupying most of the land.
Yeah.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, they would need a larger building to store them in.
Or they would need an area that's fenced off and approval from the council, which we don't know that they'll get. But that's not my job. I'm not a
It's not
council
this hearing, that's right.
All right, so 829, 911, 75, you know to call them when it's clear.
Yep.
And then if I were you, I'd call them closer to the 29. That way you can keep yourself moving until then.
Okay.
Okay? You'll get an order in the mail. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case is the next one down on the same page, 24-0463, 124 Cortez Avenue, Patricia Beckard.
Code Section 2667 and 14-2, pod without a permit, miscellaneous items in public view. I observed this violation on 6/11/24, sent out notice of violation certified mail on 6/11/24, got it signed on 6/13/24, sent out a notice of hearing certified mail on 6/26/24, and posted that to the property. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
I was waiting for one of those.
Your names for the record?
My name's Stefano Marchetti, and my mom's name is Patricia Beckard, the owner of the house.
Spell your last name, Stefano, please.
Marchetti.
Thank you.
I know.
I assume that it's spelled totally differently. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation with the signed certified mailing. Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing, the affidavit of service for the notice of, it's affidavit for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. This is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 3 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 4 is a photograph of the violation with the date. Exhibit 5 is affidavit of compliance. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
You're wanting a finding of fact?
Yes, please.
So they're saying that you had a violation and you fixed it, but you fixed it a little after the date they wanted, but you're not in trouble. You're just getting what's known as a finding of fact, which means the next time it happens, you'll be set up for a repeat violation, which means you won't get any warnings. So try not to get the pods back there. And I see a sawhorse and some other materials behind the pods.
Okay.
Just make sure that stays in the garage or in the backyard where it's out of view.
Okay.
Okay? You're just going to get an order in the mail that said you fixed it, albeit a little late. It's called a finding of fact, and we'll send
Sounds
it to you. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next is page 4, 24-0477, 2505 Shoma Drive, DNA Capital LLC.
Code Section 622, 108.4, work without a permit. I observed this violation on 6/17/24. Pardon me. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/18/24. It was signed and returned on 6/21/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Did you send
All right,
out the-
sir, tell us who you are.
My name is Daniel Schreiber. I'm one of the principals of the company, and I don't know who signed for that, but it was not delivered to our office.
And please spell your name.
SCHREIBER.
Okay. And you are a managing member of the LLC.
Yes.
So these are the exhibits, I'll show them each
So
to
who
you.
signed for it? So this address, we sold this property, I mean, it's not even our property, it's a psychiatry office now. So we would never serve it at our office. On property appraiser, it's 9905 Pineapple.
This is property appraisal,
It's so odd.
so it's not right. So we're legally required to send you the notice to this address.
Yeah,
By
this isn't
state
correct.
statute,
That property is, I'm
they're
sorry?
required to send it to the property appraiser's address
Signed for it.
because they think if you pay the taxes, that's a good address.
So what's interesting is that we actually changed it on our annual reports. I went in, my accountant did it, so I don't know why it's showing up that way. I mean,
It's,
no
you
joke,
changed
it's at
it on
least
your
7 or 8
annual
years ago we
reports
haven't
with
been
the
there.
Department of Corporations with the
Yeah.
state of
So I don't know
Florida.
who signed for this, never saw this, and that's why I'm actually here, because this person who's at this address was nice enough to send me a copy of it, like via photo, but I don't know what's going on. That's why
Well,
I'm here.
that's, the problem is, they're required by law to send it to the address that you provide to the tax collector's office. So you need to fix the address.
Understood. I'm just saying, I don't know why I'm here, so that's what I'm trying to figure
Well,
out.
this is why you're here.
Get there.
So I know nothing about that. I just got a picture of this thing from the person that was nice enough to show it to me.
Okay, so this is the notice of violation.
Okay.
And we'll get to all the
Okay.
merits of the case, but this is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing.
Okay, this is what I got a picture of. Okay.
Right, and these were both sent via the same certified mail, which was signed for, which,
Yeah, I just don't, like I said, that's
It's
not even our
somebody at that
office.
address.
Yeah, understood.
right. This is verification of ownership.
Mhm.
This is Exhibit 2. Exhibit 3 is a photograph.
Okay, so what's the issue? What is being done? That's all.
There was work done without a permit, so there's a new door or a new door frame, no permit.
The whole new door.
Right, so this, again,
Well, we'll get there, let's get through
Okay,
the documents,
no
and then we can get all through that.
no problem.
And then Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information, just showing that there is no permit. So
Okay,
any
understood.
objection to just the documents?
No.
Okay.
All
And now you,
But again, I just thought, I never
Admitted
saw
without
it.
objection, understanding you have a job to do with the tax collector.
Yeah, understood.
Got to fix. All right, they're saying that there was a door replaced.
So I'm one of the partners. There was a tenant in there for 11 years. I did not replace any doors. I did not hire anybody. I have to find out if they had an issue and why they did something like that. But I have not hired anybody to do anything. Obviously, it's my problem. But they were in there for 11 years, and on their move out, the realtor told them they have to fix whatever was done. So I don't know if the door was damaged or what caused them to do that. And now that I know, I can correct it.
Yeah, you're just going to have to get the door permitted.
So does the door have to come out? What has to be done?
No, the door has to be permitted. I don't know what that requires. They'll tell you in the permitting process.
If it's been installed properly, it would not have to come out.
Right.
It depends on if where it's been installed is what they need to inspect has been covered.
Understood.
So if it's been properly lagged into the walls,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever requirements are for
Yep.
engineering or building.
Like I said, I'm happy to comply. I'm here to just, like I said, we didn't get those notices. The property literally has been occupied for 11 years. I have to, now that I understand what the violation was, I have to then correct it.
Well, given the issue is sort of your problem, but, you know,
No, I get it.
it was an issue with the service. Okay.
so Special Magistrate, we're asking for compliance by August 29th or the appearance at the September 11th fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
He's going to get more time than that because he's jumping off right now, as opposed to when he should have been jumping off a couple months ago. So let's give him 9:26 is good. Gives him a time to get.
I'm good with that. I appreciate what you're doing.
That's
there.
the 10-9 fine hearing then,
29, how much?
25.
All right, I gave you another month to get through permitting, so you can at least get that in and show me that you are working on it. So if we ever.
I'm sure by then I can get it approved.
Yeah,
It wouldn't take a month to get approved.
It usually takes 2 or 3 weeks,
Okay,
okay? So that's why I'm giving you the extra month,
okay.
rather than saying.
And then do I have to appear again, or just,
If you get an affidavit of compliance from Margaret,
which would mean just pulling, showing that the permit was pulled?
Issued, the permit has to
As
be
long as the
issued.
permit is issued, I then contact you? So is your,
You'll
again, I
just
don't
go
have that form, so I just have a picture of this hearing, I don't have any other information.
Yeah, no. What will happen is, you'll call her and tell her the permit's issued, she'll look it up on their computer system and verify it, and then you're a building department problem until you do not get an inspection, and then you come back to becoming a code enforcement problem.
All right,
If you get your permit issued and you get your inspection done, you're all done.
all right, understood.
Right, but the order will
All
go
right,
to
so
them.
926, 10/9/25, granted. Okay? You get an order in
Have
the
a
mail,
business card on.
and we need to give him a new address.
You got a picture of the notice of hearing?
Just this August,
Did it have a phone number on it?
Yes, it has a phone number on the top.
it doesn't have the.
I don't know, I don't think he got the whole thing,
I didn't,
though.
that's what I'm saying, I just got a picture she
You
sent me.
can call the 5138 number, and it rings 8 people feet from her desk. So it's there on the.
Just tell me your name.
Yeah, see, the phone number's right here on top.
Right, that I have, what's your name?
Margaret?
We'll call her Margaret RPB. And I have Golf Gary and others in there, so.
Okay, thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
2 cases down, Special Magistrate 24-0493, 154 Roy Court Circle, Laura M. and Martha L. Guerrero, Eduardo A. Porras, and Gustavo S. Seguiera.
Code Section 622-108.4, work without a permit. Observed this violation on 6/20/24. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/21/24, and got that green card on 6/24/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Sorry, that was a Gustavo G. Your names for the record?
Laura Acevedo and my mom, Martha Guerrero.
Okay, great, thank you. Same thing, these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. This is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, along with the signed certified mail. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership, showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is the village's permit information, showing permits that have been issued for the property. Exhibit 4 is photographs of the violation. Any objection to just the documents? Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. Are we talking fence?
The people.
The pavers.
All right, you have service via signed green cards. All right, so the pavers are the problem, so they need a survey with an impervious surface calculation.
Yes.
So,
Okay, you need a survey that's less than 2 years old,
yeah, we're working on that. It's
and
just
you
that-
need to get your surveyor to do an impervious surface calculation. And that means where the rain can't go through. So it'd be the concrete house, the concrete driveways, any patios, and then they have to include the pavers. Because all of that has to be under the requirements of surface coverage for the village. It's almost always easy to do because you do not come close to lot coverage,
Extra one.
okay? So your biggest problem is going to be getting someone to do the survey and do the calculations for you. And they're here, so they're getting some time.
Working on getting, they did not have homestead exemption, so I told them, try to get the homestead exemption, that way they could do
They can
owner
do
builder.
owner-builder,
So they're working on that as well.
So because you showed up and they're going to ask for the end of the month, we're going to,
As for the 926 or
That's a good-
10/9
good
fine
idea.
hearing or $25 a day fine.
all right.
So which will be the date, like the extension date?
The extension date's September 26th.
Do you think that's enough time? Because I have to like look for the survey. I don't know, and I was listening to other people that takes like more than, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm sort of leaning to. If they're showing up and working on this,
And I'm doing all of that, I mean, because,
How about setting the October 9th for status/fine assessment so that we can ensure that they're moving through the process, and if they need more time at that time and they show you in good faith they're
Excellent.
progressing?
keep the 9/26 date, but we're going to call it a status/fine assessment hearing.
okay, all right.
That means if you've got the survey ordered and you can show me the proof that they're doing it and you
Okay.
just need a little more time, not a problem.
All right, do I have to come here or do you just like?
You're going to
call me?
have to come here on October 9th
Okay.
to
all right.
prove that you've done something.
All right.
So
okay.
just make sure you do something.
All right,
It's all good.
okay, cool.
Hola, niño.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Get done. All right, so 9/26, 10/9/25 for a status/fine assessment hearing.
All right. Okay.
You're special. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Case down on the agenda on the same page, 24-0494, 152 Roy Court Circle, Luca Mercy.
Code sections 1540, 15132, vertical clearance not met, palm fronds are too low over the sidewalk, and dead palm fronds. Observe this violation on 6/20/24, send out notice of violation certified mail, and notice of hearing certified mail on 6/21/24, and posted both of the items to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
My name is Lucum Mercy. First name Lucum, Lucam.
Oh, no, we
Last
know
name
you.
Mercy.
You've got your name on your title.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm glad I
Yeah.
didn't mispronounce it. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service for the notice of violation and the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. The notice of violation itself. The next page is the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs with the dates on them of the violation. Any objection to just the documents being entered into the record?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, so we walk our dogs. They make us walk them every 2 or 3 days. They will beg us to take them out, and we'll take them around the sidewalk. And that's the type of stuff we have to sort of lean around.
Yes.
So you're the easiest one here tonight. All you have to do is get a tree saw or a pole saw or whatever saw you can get, and just get the palm fronds so they may, what is that, 8 feet?
6 inches.
8 feet, 6 inches of clearance.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the lowest palm frond at the bottom can't be closer than
here by the
8.5 feet to the ground.
Okay.
So if you trim the one on the sidewalk, there, that one,
Yeah.
you'll be perfect.
Okay.
So trim it before the 20,
One more issue, though, just so he understands. There's also dead palm fronds on another palm tree.
okay, and you got another palm tree you got to trim.
How we get all the palm trees taken care
Yeah,
of?
get all the palm trees.
Yes.
It's a good excuse to have a pole saw. So get them all trimmed up. We're going to use this as the 829, 911.
And no, we were asking for compliance by 9/26 or 10/9 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Okay. They give me more time than I would. 9/26, 10/9/25. Try not to let it slip, you know.
I try to get it done right
And
away.
as soon as you get it fixed, call her and she'll drive by, take some pictures, give you a thumbs up. You'll get an affidavit of compliance in your file and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay? So get it done by September 26th, or you'll be back here on October 9th, and we will be facing a $25 fine, but I won't see you because that's easy. Great.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Afternoon, evening.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good day.
Next one's the bottom of the same page, 24-0506, 120 La Mancha Avenue, Ann P. Peterson.
Section 622, 108.4, work without a permit. I observed this violation on 6/25/24. Sent out notice of violation, notice for hearing on 6/25/24. It was delivered and signed on 6/27/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4 is for and permit information.
All right, ma'am, your name?
Ann Peterson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation and notice of hearing for tonight's hearing, along with the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is a photograph of the violation. And Exhibit 4 is the village's permit information. Any objection to these documents being entered? Thank you.
Without objection, given your current status, I don't think you're the one who is out there ditch witching that ditch,
No.
were you? she could have. I mean, it's a nice piece of machinery, but she's rolling. All right, so you have assigned green cards for service, so you have service. She just needs to get it permitted. What was this anyway? Sewer line?
I had a leak, some plumbing issues, and they said in fixing it, they found some of the outside piping or whatever needed to be
Leaking.
rerouted, that it was running towards the tree instead of, that's kind of how they explained it to me. Again, I would, if I hire a company, I figure they know what they're doing and they would know to get a permit. So as soon as Margaret came by and told me about it, I immediately called them, and I've been calling them literally almost every day.
Yeah, some people think permits are hard.
Well, apparently,
And sometimes people don't like inspectors. I love inspectors to go, hey, you know that thing you did? Maybe you want to do it a little better. So that's what permits do for you, is they get you
they kept telling me
an
they were
inspector.
referring it to whomever, and until I got the notice about the hearing, and I called them on that, and they said, oh, can you send us a copy? Which I did. And then they started actually doing something. They told me they had gotten the permit, but actually, no, what they had done is prepared everything and then sent it to the boss, I guess, to sign. So,
All right, what do you want for time? We're going to do 9:26 again?
No, we actually bumped it out a little bit, compliance by November 1st or November 13. Fine assessment hearing or $25 a day fine.
Cool, okay. So you have time to work on it now.
well, Rob Hill called me and said, give me the number, I'll call them. And
Good. Between you and Rob, get it done by November 1st. Or you'll be back before me on November 13th, and, you just want to be done.
okay.
So they do the work, but all that permitting stuff, it's work too. And a lot of them are just, I don't do computers.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
But you'll get an order in the mail.
Case is on page 5, the second one down, 24-0526, 143 Granada Street, Progress Residential Borrower 5 LLC.
Good evening.
Code sections 2318B3, parking on lawn. I observed this violation on 7/1/24. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/2/24. Got it, the green card on 7/5/24. Sorry, stuttered. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay, it's your tenants.
Picture, because the picture that I have, it was
Hold on, let's start with your name, please.
Lady Taktuk.
Thank you.
Assistant Director, LEIDY-TACTUK. Let me take a picture of this.
Yeah, no, that's from July.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. She's already said you fixed it. Actually, your tenant
It's
fixed
such
it.
enough parking space that I don't understand. So there goes a non-renewal.
So these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing, the signed green card, certified mail rather. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. And Exhibit 3 is the photographs.
Okay.
So there's the photo from July 11. And this is your affidavit of compliance, is Exhibit 4. Any objection to the documents?
No.
Thank you.
All right, finding of fact is granted. They say you fixed it, but, you need to talk to your tenants and
Yeah.
say, hey, you got a nice big driveway.
Exactly. I don't understand. I'm dealing with something similar, but this driveway is like this big. It's
Yeah, well-
but this has enough driveway.
Yeah, no, I bought my house out here in Royal Palm because I'm a guy, and because I'm a guy, I bought a big double-wide circular driveway with a house attached to it.
Oh, that's nice.
Because, I'm a guy.
Yeah.
I got cars.
Yeah, but this is a
They have plenty of
non-renewal
room.
coming down the
They're just being a
pipeline.
little lazy, and the guy in the truck doesn't want to block in the person in the car. It's probably his wife or girlfriend. He's probably getting in trouble.
Can I get you to spell your first name and last name?
Leidy, I got that.
LEID as in David, Y.
Got that?
And then my last name is T as in Tom, A as in Apple, C as in cat, T as in Tom, UK. I do have a weird last name. I sounded like Taktuk. You're welcome. So it's
Yeah, well,
comply is
you're
resolved?
not going to get a bicycle license plate at Disney.
You're in compliance. I did try to return your phone call. You did not have a voicemail set up.
Okay, yeah, that's most likely the company, but I can email you just in case, correct, too, right?
Correct.
All right,
Because email's proof.
yeah, all right, thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.
All right.
Same page, second one from the bottom, 24-0588, 100 Park Road North. Danraj Anrud, excuse me if I mispronounced.
Sections 2316, 2318, B1, 2, and 2658. Restricted trailer parked in the swale, not screened with an unconcealed load is prohibited. Exterior evidence of having a business. Like to enter the following code sections. I just read that. Duh. I observed this violation on 7/17/24, so now notice of violation certified me on 7/20/24, and spoke with Mr. Hamru on 7/24/24. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And Exhibit 4 is the business tax waiver and the code.
There's no service.
Yeah, I spoke with him. I had actual service. I spoke with the owner.
Okay, testify to that on the record.
Yeah, I thought I did that. I spoke with Mr. Amru on 7/24/24.
Your name, sir?
Danraj and
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into the record. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation, the notice of hearing. Exhibit 2 is verification of ownership showing that you own the property. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
It's across the street. I have nothing to do with that.
Okay, well, I'll have the code enforcement officer specify the photos. Exhibit 4 is the business tax receipt waiver. And that's the second page of that. Any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you.
Objection. All right.
Asking about that photo, yeah.
This photo is your tenant's
Yes.
landscape truck
Yes.
with his landscape trailer attached to it, parked in the swell. He's the owner of the business, so he can't really advertise the fact that he has a landscape company. He can have it on his truck, but to have exterior equipment, he cannot. The trailer is considered prohibited because it has the load of equipment on it, or load of whatever's on it. The trailer would need to be parked inside the garage or on the side of the house, screened from view. And I believe I spoke to you about that, as well as the tenant. Cannot be parked on the driveway. It has to be either inside the garage or on the side of the house, screened from view. And it cannot have anything on the trailer. If you want the load of equipment on the trailer, then it definitely has to be inside the garage and the garage door closed. And he signed a paper stating that he knew about this in order to have his home-based business. That's the waiver that's in there.
So, yeah, or you could get a covered trailer that meets the requirements of
Get
the
an
village.
enclosed trailer, like Mr. Amrud's other tenant has.
Yep. So, it's not your truck, but it's your tenant's truck, so it's your truck.
Wow.
It is. So, what do you want with this one?
We're asking for compliance by 8/29 or the 9/11 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
Okay. So you need to have your tenant fix this situation by the end of the month, 8/29.
For 100 Park Road, they rented a space to park the trailer. But what they do, they sneak it in nighttime, 8 o'clock, I'm in bed. I'm 75 years old. I have triple heart surgery. I have prostate problems, I'm using so many medication. I got to be sleeping.
Problem is, I can't excuse code enforcement
I agree.
problems because of medical issues of the owner.
Okay.
So you have a tenant that's being bad, you can evict
They've been
him.
warned too many times with Margaret, myself, and they just keep sneaking in and out.
Yeah, well, they're sneaking in, causing you problems.
Yes.
So you may want to start thinking about getting rid of them.
Now I have another problem with them. they have kids going to school, and they found a place to move, but they cannot move the kids because they didn't do transfer of the kid.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do with the school board. I'm just a code enforcement officer, special magistrate, so that's something they're going to have to figure out with their schools. They're either going to continue to use the address or do something else, but that's beyond us. So on the restricted trailer parked in the swale, not screened with a load, unconcealed load, that must be resolved by August 29th, and we'll be back here on 9/11 for a hearing and a possible $25 a day fine. We have another case?
Yes. The next one down is 24-05.
Excuse me. The trailer park in the swale, I have no control over that.
It's your tenant,
Yes.
it's your problem.
The swale is not on my property.
You were renting to someone who is parking an unauthorized vehicle. It's your problem.
Okay.
And the village council actually just passed an ordinance that you no longer can park in the street or the swale on property that's adjacent if it's not your property.
Okay.
So
The people
there's
across-
actually another ordinance that it's a violation of as well.
Oh, yeah, it's a problem he needs to deal with. And if they're going to move, that's great for you, but if they don't, it's a problem for you. Let's get to the next case. Parking on the lawn.
106 Park Road North, Don Raj and Rude.
Code section 2318B23, parking on lawn. Observe this violation on 7/17/24. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/20/24. And again, I spoke with Mr. Amru on 7/24/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, so we fixed that one.
Name
Finding of
again for
fact?
the record.
Dan
That one.
Rajan.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is a notice of violation, the notice of hearing. Exhibit 2,
Yes.
verification, of ownership. Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violation.
Okay.
Next photograph.
And he's parking correctly now.
4 is the affidavit of compliance, showing that it's now in compliance.
All right, so this one, all right, no objection?
No objection.
All right, admitted without objection, the finding of fact is granted. That means this guy fixed it. Just tell him he did a good job and keep it up and stay off the grass. Thank you. All right, I take it these are my reductions.
Yes, next is fine mitigation hearings.
Are you doing the Sullivans first, or whom first?
I'm sorry?
Who are we doing first?
The first two.
The Sullivans.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's what you said, Sullivan, yeah. First case is, I'll read both of them, and then we can deal with them separately, but I'll read both of them in. First case is 16-1714, 114 Galliano Street, Christopher P. and Susan Sullivan. And the second case is 23-0238, 114 Galliano Street, Susan L. Sullivan. Oh, those go this way. They don't go to the...
All right, this is the part of our program where I said the roles reverse and you get to go first and tell us why, because you're asking for relief. Tell us who you are and tell
Special
us-
Magistrate, before they go, if we could have the code officer testify to just the exhibits that he's handed you.
Okay.
Good evening, Special Magistrate. My name is Andrew Armienti, Code Inspector with the Village of Royal Palm Beach. For case number 16-1714, I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the affidavit of compliance. For case number 23-0238, I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the affidavit of compliance.
Okay, so I see an affidavit of compliance in the, what I'll call the first case in July of 2018, so that's what, about 2 years of fines, or how much?
In case, I'm not sure which one, I can barely hear you, Special Magistrate. In case 16-1714, the fine amount is $13,925. And in the second case, 23-0238, the fine amount is $7,650.
All right. Tell us who you are and why the fine should be reduced.
My name is Susan Sullivan, and we had unforeseen circumstances happen in our family. I mean, I know that you said medical reasons for a situation, but in the case of the first time, we were practically living at Miami Children's Hospital. My daughter, I'm going to be okay after the sentence. My daughter has she passed away. She had Lennox gastro, and she used to have about 150, 200 seizures a day. And so we were pretty much in Miami all the time then. And so she passed away in 2021. And I don't really remember much about that first time. Like I said, we were gone all the time, and my head was a little bit in the clouds. And then I myself had a medical situation, and I was in a coma for a while. And I'm okay now, and we've gotten everything into compliance, and I'm trying to get the house ready for sale.
Yeah, she contacted me. I'm her real estate agent, but she contacted me about 6 months ago. So I'm the one that's been dealing directly with Andrew to try and help her get everything into compliance. So I've been spoken to him probably, I don't know, till he's sick of me at this point. But we got everything into compliance, and only when we went to go for the mitigation hearing did we find out that there was another prior code case that had fines on it as well. So the property is actually in foreclosure. We have a buyer. We're set to close next week, but we wanted to do this mitigation hearing before that can occur.
Okay.
Can I get your name?
Amanda Glass. Sorry. GLASS, like a drinking glass.
Just like it sounds. We're all there. And it could be one S. We never know.
It could be.
All right, so what do you suggest the amount should be?
I would say as nominal as, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of cases with her, like with people like similar situations. Hers has been the worst by far. So I had no idea even at all possible about the 2016-18 case. I think it was handled as soon as she got back from the hospital. And then as far as the 23 case, from my recollection, we had everything completed within about 6 to 7 weeks from the time that we found out about all of the issues.
Yes, 2016, that was when my daughter went on the ventilator. We were in Miami for months.
Okay. What does the village say?
So we're not opposed to the fines being mitigated. I can give you the numbers that the village would be amenable to. The first case, 16-1714, we'd be willing to reduce the fine down to $3,621.22, payable within 90 days, which is by November 14th. And in 23-0238, we'd be willing to reduce the fine down to $2,460.70, again payable by 11/14. And for the magistrate's understanding, she's correct, this is a foreclosure matter, so the village has spent significant money defending the foreclosure action to preserve our right to all of the money, all of our lien amounts in the event of foreclosure. So just be aware that the village has expended additional money aside from code enforcement at litigation rates. Just keep that in mind.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better. I was hoping for a little less, but it's definitely better than what it was.
And it was,
You know,
yep.
it's.
Okay, and you can do all this, well, by next week.
Yeah, my
You're
question,
going
I
to
guess,
need
is.
something from the village saying that I did this, or you'll be getting an order probably Monday-ish.
We've dealt with this in the past and just recently. So I do want to make very clear, if he does an order and he gives you time to pay, if you miss the deadline to pay, the fine reverts to the original amount, and there is no coming back.
Understood. It is set to close next week. So we purposely have been like trying to keep every train on a track so that we do the hearing so that because she has no money, it's all in the proceeds of the house to be able to pay it immediately.
I just want to
I understand.
I have a feeling we're going to be talking to title agents about line items in the,
Probably.
what, God.
So I just want to make sure that you're either requesting enough time to make sure.
Well, they're saying November, they're going to be making
Yeah,
the payment.
that'll be fine. When
What's the
do we
HUD one
get-
form called? What's the number on the HUD one?
It's now called a closing disclosure.
Yeah, okay,
CD.
closing disclosure form.
I know,
Is
it's a pain, but
Is
yeah.
it 10 something or other? I'm just trying to remember the numbers on these things. All right, I will reduce the fines to the amounts suggested by the village, and payment must be made by 11/22. Is that what you said? Doesn't.
11/14, and just so the record is clear, the first case,
Yeah, $3,621.22 on case number 16-1714, payable by November 14th. And on case number 23-238, that amount is $2,460.70 by 11/14. And the title company will probably want something from us.
We will, that's what I was going to ask you. Is there any sort of documentation that I can get to send over to them so that they know?
Well,
that
they're
these
going to
have-
want to write the checks, actually.
Right, they're going to from the proceeds.
You can get this order, we'll actually have it.
Probably
I'm not sure
Monday.
It'll be ready Friday or Monday, but
Monday.
likely.
Just call and ask for a copy of it? Okay,
I usually come in.
Scan it and email it.
okay,
I usually come in before noon to sign orders on Monday. So anytime after noon, it should be done. So that way you can get your closing done and go on. Okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
the next case is 18-1193, 10793 Dalmani Way, Denilza Villalona, excuse me.
good evening.
Go ahead.
Special Magistrate, I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fines. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, the affidavit of compliance.
All right.
Thank you.
6 years, how much?
This one, the fine amount is $19,225.
All right, tell us who you are and why it should be reduced.
Denilza Villalona. Last time I came, I mentioned that I was not aware that I had a violation, a trash can violation that was in the view. The only reason I found out is because October 2020, and I remember the exact date because of a family illness, I read the letter that I had a lien, and that's when I made the appointment to come and see what was going on. I've been able to save $1,000, and I was hoping that the court would accept that so that we can resolve the matter in this case.
See, I like someone who actually comes up with an amount. Okay. And the village's amount is much higher.
Yeah, not much, but it's $4,673.48.
And 1,000 it is. Give me 45 days, probably. You have it?
Yes.
45 days is a good thing.
So
it
that
doesn't have
would
to be
be about
exactly, just-
September 27.
7. Okay, so if you make this payment after I sign the orders on Monday, but before 9/27, your lien will be released.
Okay, and how do I know where to make the payment? How do I proceed
Talk
with
to
that?
that later right there after I get the order.
The office that's right here with the double doors.
Mm-hmm.
We have to have the order before you can make the payment, though.
Got it.
We won't have the order until.
Okay, sounds good.
And just remember what she said to the previous person applies to you as well. So
I got it.
make sure it gets paid, because if it doesn't get paid and it reverts back.
I will, trust me.
Right.
Okay. Well, we made that disclaimer to every mitigator here, so we're good. We're good. And the next one is my golf course.
Thank you so much. Have a good
Thank you.
evening.
And last but not least, Madison.
Know who that is?
That's 127 Sevilla Avenue.
Oh, we're not Maddieing?
Yes, 127.
So we got to go back to what page?
See, I played Madison Green today, and they're not even showing up.
Page 2. This is a violation, second violation hearing down.
That's okay, no
Let me,
You just ended up having.
give me 1 minute to write some numbers down. I sequence everyone, so last person was 12, these two are 13.
I was like, oh, God.
This one's 14, and she's going to be 15. And she's on page 2.
She's on page 2, the second violation hearing down. It's case 24-0298, 127 Sevilla Avenue, Jorge V. Navas.
She's got the case.
Jorge Navas? You don't look like a Jorge to me.
No, I'm his niece. I live there at the house.
What's your name?
Yacema Murillo.
Spell them.
Yacema
Yeah, I would have screwed that one up.
Morillo.
Yacema.
Yacema.
So I just can't spell it.
Yes, you did. I get called Yakima, so that's way better.
Yakima?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a town in
Yakima.
Washington State, I believe.
Really? Okay.
But it's still pronounced that way.
Okay, so I don't feel that bad.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 9-42 and 12-4C, fence and disrepair, garbage bin and public view. The garbage bin and public view, we're asking for a finding of fact. The violation was observed on 4/19/24. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on 4/20/24 and returned on 4/25. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 6/24 and posted. Documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with the affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the pictures.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter. Exhibit 1 is the notice of violation with the notice of hearing, should be the next. No, he's got these. Let's just have that for address. That's just the property appraiser printout. We'll get to that. Exhibit 2 is the affidavit of service for the notice of hearing, the notice of hearing for tonight's hearing. Exhibit 3 is that verification of ownership showing who owns the property. Exhibit 4, for the violation. 2 photographs. Any objection to these documents?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, admitted without objection. The fence looks a little rickety.
Yes.
All right, so, Mr. Code Officer, what's wrong with the fence?
The fence is still in disrepair. When I went back on August 13th, they did resolve the issue with screening the garbage bin, and as you can see, the fence is covering it, but they're still missing some planks, there's some broken planks, and it needs to be fixed.
All right, so you're missing some pickets.
Yep.
And you need some other pickets.
Yeah, he bought them all.
And if you replace less than 10% of the pickets, they do not need a building permit, is that correct? 25%. 25%. Oh, ooh, that's even better.
Yeah.
All right, so if you count the pickets on the front, because we're talking about the front, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Code Officer, we're talking about the fence on the front?
Yes, right.
Good,
right there.
good. If you count all those pickets and you come to a number, let's say it's 100, you can replace 25 of them without a permit. You just have to go to Home Depot and get
Yeah, he already
Pickets.
bought everything. He has a guy coming on Saturday
cool.
to do it.
Yeah,
there's so much I could do.
I go through a personal hell every year by having to pressure clean my fence, but my fence is 18 or 19 years old,
Oh, wow.
and it still stands. But I had to replace 4 or 5 pickets this year.
I had told him to try to see if he could get like a permit and maybe do like the plastic ones that don't go bad, but
'Cause I ran into it with a freaking lawnmower on 2 of them, and it's like right next to each other. It's like, okay, that's great. And it's more like Doug breaks things because I'm a guy. Okay, so we want this fixed. She's going to do it Saturday, but we're going to give her time. We're going to give her the 8/26 date, or we want to give her the
8/29
8/29.
or the 9/11 fine hearing or $25 a day. And Mr. Armienti told you that 12-4C is the garbage can. That's a finding of fact.
Finding of fact on 12/4C. The fence 8/29, 9/11, 25.
yeah, and then the garbage can, obviously, when I showed him, I was like, I can't, like, if I move this, it's all coming. I can't go inside to put it in there. So once
Well,
that's fixed.
So you don't even have to talk about that because you
I was
said
like,
you're done.
I
You're
can't
good.
put it on the other side.
We don't talk about things where we fixed. We only talk about things we need to
Okay,
fix.
okay.
So the fence.
And then what can
the
I do
fence
to
you're
be
going
able to get in contact with you to swing by Monday to see it? Because that's what he told me.
Why don't you just make sure it's done so we don't have like, it's all great until it rains for 12 hours and your fence guy goes, I'm not coming down that.
Yeah, I
So
know.
wait till it's done
Okay,
and then give him the call. That way we aren't messing around with each other's time.
yeah.
And just make sure it happens before 8:29 and you're good.
So if he does it Saturday, I could call you Monday.
Yeah, give me a call on Monday, and I'll come by and check it out.
And your number's on this paper?
Yes. The code enforcement number is on there somewhere, and if not,
5138.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
thank you. You'll get an
Thank
order
you.
in the mail.
Bye. Have a nice day, guys.
All right, does anyone need a break? We're hopping in. We're hopping in. Number one, fine assessment.
Assessment hearings 24-0243, 268 Ponce de Leon Street, Deanna Travers and Deanna Travers Trust title holder.
Kill one? Okay. All right, normally I'm not accused of being too quiet, but okay. My acoustics don't work here. All right,
I read it. He's getting ready to go.
I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the order of finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, the AS 400 permit information. And Exhibit 5, the affidavit of compliance.
service via green card, finding of fact is granted. Next, please.
We're actually in order assessing no fine.
Fine is granted.
Thank you. Case 24-0257, 135 Finch Court, Dorothy Copper.
Didn't she show up last time, or was this?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
look.
showed up last time.
I told her what to do with her hoop.
Yeah.
She didn't do it.
Sorry, she didn't. Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Whoops, wrong way this time. Order finding violation, verification ownership, pictures.
I mean, basketball season doesn't start for another 2 months, and that's just preseason.
There it is.
All she had to do is move it back onto her property, and she would have been good. All right, 325 plus continuing is
Out for
granted.
13 days, 325 and continuing. 24-0262, 150 Sparrow Drive, Feng Tan and Melinda Anwa and Yut Tom.
Like to enter the following documents into evidence. Previous order finding violation, affidavit of service, verification of ownership, pictures, affidavit of compliance.
You beat me to it. All right, I'm looking at copper-colored trucks, and she's like, complied. Finding a fact on this one, or?
No, this one complied August 13th. Your previous order required compliance August 1st, so it's 11 days, $275 and not continuing.
7.5, no continuing is granted.
Thank you. 24-0311 is being pulled. 24-0325, 107 Bilbao Street, Joanna E. Fernandez Franjul.
I think I gave you the first one that was being pulled because no service.
Okay, I have the other.
107 Bilbao Street, like to enter the following documents into evidence. Order finding violation, verification ownership, exhibit 3 pictures.
And you have service because you have phone
Yes, service. She
messages and
called.
contacts with
Yeah.
these people, yeah.
She called.
So, okay, she had a violation order, she didn't finish,
Yeah, she needs a pressure cleaner sidewalk.
she didn't, okay.
This one again has been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
The price of a pressure cleaner, granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Violation hearings 24-0287, Country Club Views Homeowners Association, Inc.
You have it, H mowers.
Thank you. Special Magistrate, the code section is 11-3, no remote gate access. The violation was observed on 4/16/24. The notice of violation was sent certified mail on 4/18/24 and posted. The notice of hearing was sent at 6:10:24 and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation with affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with affidavit of service, and Exhibit 3, the verification of ownership. And Special Magistrate, since I observed this violation, I've been in communication via email and a couple of phone conversations, so they're aware of the situation. Communication broke down months ago. I haven't heard back from them. I still don't have remote access. I pulled up.
Don't want to share.
I can't get in. I was there on the 13th of August. Most recently, couldn't get in. I've been there multiple times before that. Couldn't get in. So this has been an ongoing issue since March.
Okay, so this is you just need a clicker.
Explain that to him.
I have a clicker in my vehicle, Special
It doesn't
Magistrate.
work.
I pointed at the little punch pad. It doesn't work. I've walked up to the gate. I've clicked that thing on every angle possible.
All right, so they need that or they don't have that? And they don't have it?
Correct. That's why I
Well,
wanted him to testify.
They're going to have it one of these days if it takes a violation and a few fines to do so.
We're asking
And
for, I'm sorry.
So this seems like just hand you a remote would be nice. This is something they could do in a day, so.
They have to be the remotes that are, they have to do their key code to our remotes.
Okay, well, they have to fix.
PSO sets up the code, and they have to connect to their code.
Okay, well, they have to fix it, so. Okay, well, what dates would you like on
We're
these?
asking for compliance by 8/29 or the 9/11 fine hearing or $75 a day fine.
829, 911, 75 granted.
Thank you. 24-0319, 764 Camellia Drive, Yahara Lobo.
Special Magistrate, the code sections are 14-2, 6-190A13.
5 and 124C.
That's correct. But for the staining, which is 5, we're asking for a finding of fact, please.
And 124C is not on there.
Yes,
Oh,
that's,
am I reading the wrong one then?
No, it's on there. Just strike it.
Incorrect on the agenda.
Oh, okay.
yes, sorry.
Finding of fact on
The staining,
staining, okay. Just so when I sign this, I go, yeah, I did that. Okay, finding of fact on the
He's
staining.
not finished with his testimony.
this is for a driveway apron and disrepair and miscellaneous items. The violation was observed on 5/1/24. It was, a notice of violation was sent certified mail on 5/3/24 and returned on 5/6/24. The notice of hearing was sent certified mail on June 4th and posted. I'd like to submit the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the notice of violation. Exhibit 2, the notice of hearing with an affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the pictures.
This is old Florida. This is like my mom's house in South Miami before they turned the carport into the Florida room. And they had the 2 strips of concrete for the parking lot where your car would leak its oil into the grass because all those cars leaked. This is like old style Florida living. What would you like? You have Service Vibe posting, by the way.
This one, just so your agenda is correct, sir, the description that's there is supposed to be, as Mr. Armienti read it, it's what is it? Driveway apron and disrepair and miscellaneous items and sidewalk stained. So you can strike what's written there. The order will have the correct sections, but as he said, we're asking for 06190A5 to be a finding of fact, and then compliance for the remaining sections by September 26th or the 10/9 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
926, 10-9?
926, 10/9, yes, sir.
926, 10-9.
25.
25, and a finding of fact on the driveway being stained is granted.
Thank you. 24-0302, 155 Roy Court Circle, Zena Hepburn.
It's like Catherine's great-granddaughter.
Code section, I'm not that tall. Code section 06190I tarp on roof. I observed this violation on 4/23/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 4/24/24. The green card was signed on 4/26/24. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/21/24. And you have USPS delivery tracking information. Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
I have a feeling we're becoming organized. Yep. All right, so we have a signed green card for the notice of violation. We have a track and confirm for the notice of hearing. We have a tarp that clashes greatly with the color scheme of the house. What would you like?
This one, compliance by November 1st or appearance at the November 13th fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right, November 1st, 11/1,
13.
11/5. Granted.
Thank you. 24-0326, 172 Parkwood Drive, 2018, 3 IH borrower LP.
Code sections 9-1, replaced or installed a new fence without a permit. Observed the violation on 5/3/24, sent out a notice of violation, certified mail on 5/4/24, posted that to the property, sent out a notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/3/24, it was signed on 7/9/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
So the roof was permitted April 30th, 2002.
But not the fence.
Yep. Okay, what would you like?
Compliance by 8/29 or the 9/11 fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
29/9/11, 25 granted.
Thank you. 24-0372, 125 Seagull Court, Frederick, Mark, and Lauren Adrian Climo.
942, 2662F, fence in disrepair, pool is not secure. Observed the violation on 5/16/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/18/24, posted it to the property, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/3/24, and I spoke to the owners on 7/6/24, so I have actual service. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Okay. They could at least close it together, but nope, that'd be too much to ask. What would you like?
For this one, we're asking for compliance by August 19th or appearance at the September 11th fine hearing, or an up to $250 a day fine, given the gravity of the violation.
Happily granted.
Thank you. 24-0407, 359 Las Palmas Street, SRP SUB LLC.
2318B2, restricted trailer parked on the lawn and not screened from public view. I observed the violation on 5/28/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/29/24, got the green card on 6/23/24, 6/3/24, sorry. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/27/24, and posted that to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
24-0413, 132 Sunflower Circle, Stephen L. and Terry Wilson.
Code sections 15-132, 2318B3. Lawn has bare area and parking on lawn. I observed the violation on 5/29/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/29/24, got the green card signed and not dated, and sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/21/24. They signed for that on 7/2/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit compliance.
Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
24-0424, 113 Swan Parkway West, Will Sir M. and Sonia R. Almeida.
Code Section 2318B3, parking on lawn. I observed the violation on 5/30/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 6/1/24. They signed for it on 6/7/24, sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/18/24, and the homeowner actually came into the office and signed the documentations, so I have actual service. Excuse me. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Margaret is on a finding of fact roll here. It's 3 in a row.
I'm getting there.
Lotto ticket time.
They would just do this before.
All right, so we move on to page 4 at the top.
Yes, top of page 4, 24-0470, 159 Cordova Circle, Ricardo Espinosa, Maureen Carmel, and George Bennett.
Code Sections 2657, play structure without a permit. I observed the violation on 5/10/24, sent out notice of violation, certified mail. On 5/10/24, received the green card signed and not dated on 5/21/24. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/14/24. I have actual service on that. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
I was wondering how you were finding a fact this one, but you did.
I did.
I see the final on, I see 3 finals, so it was like a lot of finaling there.
Yes.
But they finaled it all out, so it's all good. Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
24-0490, 145 Sunflower Circle, Benjamin P. and Colleen M. Campbell.
Section 06135, house numbers not posted on structure. I observed the violation on 6/20/24, sent out notice of violation and a notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/21/24, and it was delivered by USPS tracking on 6/27/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit compliance.
She is like on the roll of all time. Finding of fact is granted again and
Thank
again
you.
and again.
24-0495, 101 Greenwood Court, IH5 property, Florida LP.
Code Section 124C, garbage and recycle bins are in public view. I observed the violation on 6/20/24, sent out notice of violation with a notice of hearing, certified mail on 6/21/24. I got the green card signed on 6/27/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit compliance.
See, while she's on this roll, all I'm doing is flipping to the last page, looking for the affidavit of compliance. Then I'll go back and look for the service, which was done with these pretty little stamps. So we're all good. Finding of fact is granted. That's 5 in a row.
Thank you.
24-0525, 159 Cordova Circle, Ricardo Espinosa, Maureen Carmel, and George Bennett.
Section 2316, vehicles parked in the swell for over 24 hours. I observed the violation on 7/1/24. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail, and notice of hearing, certified mail on 7/2/24. It was delivered on 7/5/24. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, USPS tracking. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And there should be an affidavit of compliance.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I didn't see it. You have one?
Yes. Oh,
I was just wondering how you
they are in compliance, though.
They're in compliance?
Yeah, they are. They have moved it.
I was
Yes,
wondering how
please.
you could get that whole thing out of focus totally and then get the back of the Jeep perfect.
Well, it was there for a while.
I was like,
for
I looked
another
all
house
over
for a
that picture for
while.
focal distance depth. It's like, is there focus in the foreground? Is there focus in the background? No focus nowhere. Finding facts granted.
Just sat there.
24-0533, 103 South State Road 7, Lowe's Home Centers LLC.
Okay, code section 15-141, 1557, 15-8, 2349A6, B17, 2661G1, 1254, 06195, A, B, and C, 06195C, 275, 20-21, and 2041 are the code sections. Description: dead, dying, and missing landscape. Land, grass and weeds are overgrown. Hedges are overgrown. Prohibited vegetation. Garbage and litter on the property. Screening on the exterior storage areas are torn, missing, and not uniform in color. Merchandise carts and racks are stored on the property and in required parking spaces. Propane tanks, water jugs return. Security cameras, air fill-up station added without site plan approval. Signage on the garage door, the air fill-up, etc. Prohibited without permits and approval. Striping on the north side of the property is faded. I observed this violation on 5/21/24, sent out a notice of violation on 5/21/24. They received it on 5/29/24. Sent out a notice of hearing on 7/2/24 that was signed on 7/8/24. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
I like the detailed two-page letter. You don't usually see the detailed two-page letter in our cases. Usually it's a one-item case. This is like, here, you've got like 12 things to do and that and this. It's good.
Yeah, I have a photo of it.
Stuff.
The security cameras in the parking lot, those are also in required parking spaces without approval, without permits, and need to be removed. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No,
It's those ones.
Actually, I've parked over there because if you look to the left of that stuff, see a little bit of shade? That's where I go, wherever the tree is. I don't care if it's like a quarter
Best
mile away.
parking spot in Florida, where the shade is.
That's the best parking spot. But yeah, I park literally next to these things because that's where I park. All right, so what do you want on these?
This one, code section 06195C, is a finding of fact.
What is that?
That's the screening material on the back of the building. They got that taken care of in time.
And then on the-
Green material.
On the remaining code sections, we're asking for compliance by September 26th or appearance at the October 9th fine assessment hearing or a $50 a day fine.
976, 10, 9, 25?
926, 10, 9, no, 926, 10, 9, 50.
50. 926, 10, 9, 50 is granted.
Thank you. 24-0566, 3230 Dunning Drive, Clouder Investments USA LLC.
Code section 1557, 06190D and 95. Grass and weeds exceed height allowed. Planted areas are not maintained, and hedges exceed allowable height. I observed this violation on 7/11/24. Sent a notice of violation and a notice of hearing, registered mail on 7/13/24, and posted both to the property. And I also have spoke to the homeowner, I believe, yesterday. So as well as posting, I have actual service. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Yes, we have categories, and one is yard people and not yard people. And these are not yard people, and they really should take the mower and run over everything but those palms. And that would take care of most of that problem in the front because my wife goes out at dusk to weed our stuff because it's too dang hot in the regular part of the day. These people don't go out at all. So what would you like on these?
On code section 1557, which is the grass and weeds, is a finding of fact.
Mode.
You're right. The remaining section, we're asking for compliance by August 29th or appearance at the 9/11 fine hearing or $50 a day fine.
9/11/50 is granted, is that it?
Yeah, we have to pull 23-1063 because they didn't show up on the fine mitigation hearings.
The green pulled, okay.
Do you have minutes?
I signed the June minutes. We're
Thank
still
you.
waiting on July, and now August will show later. Is there anything else to be brought before the Code Enforcement Board?
No, sir.
7:21 according to Verizon.
Thank you.
Thank you. See, you're making my summer go faster. I kind of like this. It's more fun to have bigger dockets in the winter. Now, Bud's Chicken is supposed to have some sort of $5.99 A-plus meal deal for school starting or something. It's like 3 pieces of chicken. That's cheap, yeah. Bone in for